After the heroics at PSG, can Newcastle repeat the same incredible feats at Anfield this Saturday? Find out right here on Toon Tactics TV, folks.
Oh, brilliant from Shea. And now Murphy can take on the shot. Fabian Shea
All right, folks. As always, it's an incredible blessing to be doing tonight's show with you guys, and it is something to be looking forward to indeed. We've got our very, very special guests on, and a couple of them actually are friends of the channel. As always, we're privileged to have them on. Who'll be coming on a little while on the show to discuss the preview, the Liverpool match preview. Um, it promises me to be very insightful and lots of context in it. And as always, we're going to need you guys. We're going to need you guys for your score predictions, to add substance to the show, to add all the context to the show, as always. So, guys, make sure you are here. Make sure you are live and interacting. But speaking of live and interacting, already great to see people in the chat. Good to see my man Jay from Spurs Kings. God bless you, Jay. Good to see you, sir. And big up Johnny as well. And big up to all folks that, as always, come into the show uh, who engage with the chat, engage with the show. As I always say, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with me. And God bless you for that, guys. But on tonight's show, we are going to be doing the Liverpool match preview a little bit later in the show, but we're also going to be we're going to be doing the reaction to the PSG game. And I want to get you guys, first of all, I want to get you guys thoughts and feelings on it. We discussed it obviously on our show. We gave our predictions, and like I was saying, my mind was telling me at the time, it's probably going to be a PSG win, and for a period of time, it certainly was looking like it's going to be a PSG win, especially in those first 8-10 minutes when, first of all, the most insane penalty, even worse than the last one that we had at PSG, where the ball bounced off. First of all, it bounced off Botman's foot. Then hit Barcola's arm before hitting Miley's arm. And Miley had, you can clearly see from the replays, had no view, had no sighting of the ball whatsoever, but that didn't seem to matter much to the referee. They went to the VAR and they decided it was a penalty, and then which Usman Dembele took, and justice was served when Pope, who had a good game, good game, saved the shot. And already at that point, I was like, this is going to be, they're trying to give away penalties for fun at this time. And you guys know I'm not typically one to kind of talk about referees, but for this occasion, the decisions were so outlandish that it will be neglectful of me. It would just be it would just be silly of me not to mention it because it was so insane. What later made it even, what compounded it, and we'll talk about Vitinha's goal and the rest of it in a moment, was you guys will remember that Elanga got a yellow card for a foul that was committed on Elanga by Kvara, and we still took the free kick, but the foul was committed by Kvara on Elanga. Kvara got himself injured trying to foul Elanga, and Elanga got the yellow card for it. and we still took the free kick. You have to have witnessed it and watched it to be able to understand just how insane that decision was. Um, but we got through it. We showed resilience, and and then obviously Vitinha got a really really good goal on the break. I mean, I have to say, and you can see in the momentum bar that regardless of all the refereeing decisions, PSG are an outstanding team. They are a really really phenomenal team. We did do the tactical breakdown for them. We talked about their rotations and their consistent movement in various parts of the pitch. How they always keep a three at the back technically, but who that three in the back isn't always clear to see. It could be Vitinha as part of the back three, with either Mendy or one of the other fullbacks pushing right up into the forward lines as well, which they were doing. But also the movement from Ousmane Dembele causing all sorts of overloads through the central areas was absolutely phenomenal. And in the first, like I said, in the first 8 to 10 minutes, up to that goal, really, the way they were moving the ball so fast was absolutely exceptional. Their rotations, and there's a point that was flashing in my mind. I don't know if it was for you guys, where you're thinking it could be 4-5 nil here. They might want to get revenge for the 4-1 that they got at St James's Park. That was the worry. Big up to you, Adrian. You haven't missed much. I'm just reviewing the game itself, and but I think two things happened. We stuck with our initial plan. First of all, actually, just going back to it, which was the formation, the players that were selected. We stuck with our plan. It was kind of looked like a 5-3-2 or 5-2-3, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And it was looking like it wasn't the plan to have because we were getting sliced open. But when we were pressing, we needed all of our guys to be pressing, which included, I think, Malik Chow, especially from the back, and he kept them missing out, and that's what was hurting us. But Eddie Howe didn't change it up, and he stayed with the formation and just got Malik Chow to settle in and continue to kind of press up, and that helped us. But also, those kind of tactical changes that were made, that kind of personnel essentially doing their job, especially when we were the press, because it was in the press, especially when we were pressing in PSG's half, that was what was really dangerous for us, and we had to get our press right. And actually, we talked about PSG's previous game against Auxerre, where Auxerre lost that game due to a transition. And so we were in danger of that. Obviously, we conceded through that already. And if we didn't press properly, that was going to hurt us even more. But Malik Chow sorted himself out. Credit to Dan Burn, who kept on had to drop in and either on Hakimi or on Kvara. And that's dangerous to do because once them boys turn, Dan Burn isn't catching them, but he did it. And over time, essentially, PSG they slowed down. They really, really, really slowed down, and that I didn't get. That was, and that helped us to when we were kind of coming back to defend. We were able to get back in numbers. They were playing the ball in front of us, and then we eventually started to get grips into the game, and we were able to start doing counter attacks and transitions of our own. Start trying to get set pieces off. Obviously, we scored for a set piece and assist from Burn to Willock, who both I thought had fantastic game, and I think Burn got man of the match as well, and possibly deservedly so. So, guys, I see more folks in the chat as well. Guys, do let me know who your man of the match was as well. So that would be good to know. Burn who got a man of the match, and we started to get grips in the game. Then it became a 1-1, and obviously into the second half. And big up Wobo Joe, good to see you, sir. God bless you. Looking at the momentum chart, you are so lucky it's 1-1. Well, yeah, good result. It was a good result. I was going to say it doesn't tell the whole story, but we'll see. Adrian says, and big up and God bless you, Adrian. Adrian says PSG didn't have the X factor to overcome our structure. I agree, and for whatever reason they slowed. And I think they kind of relied on. They started relying on individual brilliance as well, which at times was working for them, and we did ride our luck a little bit if we're fair. But like Bertinho scored a phenomenal goal for them. Their passing stats and everything else is quite phenomenal. Um, if we even just look at the overall stats, obviously, kind of 67% possession. They had 2.52 expected goals and scored one. It sounds like I'm talking about Newcastle in the Premier League, where we've got the XG and the other teams have got the goals. They created three big chances. We created two. We scored one of them, which was a bit better compared to what we usually get. They had 25 shots to our 10. Our goalkeeper had to make 6 saves. They had to make 3. They had 5 corners, which they will never. I don't even. Unlike some teams, Wobojog, PSG are not fans of set pieces. So I've never felt more relaxed about corners or free kicks in my life than playing against PSG. I was beginning to think they're vampires because they really don't like crosses. And so that didn't worry us at all. Obviously, we had to put in a lot more tackles because we had less of the ball. We had 4 shots on target compared to their 7, and that kind of leads me on to the second half. And obviously, you also see kind of shots off target. They had 10, we had 3, but shots inside the box, we had 8. They had 18, and I didn't mention it, but the second half, and you can see also the shot map here. They had tons of shots within our box here. We had to remain really aggressive in the box, which Botman really helps us to do. Tons of blocks. I wonder how many of these blocks were made by Botman, to be honest, and Burn. I'm pretty sure it was quite a bit. But this is I have to almost go back to go forward because I'm going to talk about Barnes and Gordon coming on the field, which leads me to the starting lineup in the first place. Now, we always like to try to guess what the starting lineup is for Newcastle. It's like playing whack-a-mole. I wonder what you guys think of it. I'm going to give my thoughts on it in a moment. Robojog says, sorry, I didn't watch your game. King Kai made his return, and I've been mesmerized ever since. Would you say Havertz has got the same similar profile to Voltemada? Robojog, I'll be interested to get your views. Angus, big up. I don't know if it's your first one to the channel, but God bless. Wish Isak was playing so Bruno could break his other. No, I'm not gonna. It doesn't make us right to be wrong. Uh, what's happened has happened. These more of these things are going to happen. We've got another transfer window coming in. The main thing is that we as fans have not necessarily got to get used to it, but on the way to the top, not everyone's going to be with us. Not everyone's going to stick it out with us, right? So we just have to move on from it. And that's not me saying it like I was Ned Flanders and saying, oh, he's like Scott, there's no problems. Anybody who watched the shows with me knows that I wasn't that, but I'm not going to wish the man injury or anything evil like that. All right, so I don't know how we tried to guess what the starting lineup was. A few of you guys were way more right than I was. I thought we would play a different style altogether, and I thought we'd stay with the 4-3-3 or the 2-3-2-3 that we like to do, and try and play different players essentially. But Eddie Howe went with the 5-3-2. Botman, Burn, great to see Burn. You can see why, even though Burn was on the bench for the last couple of games, this was always going to be the game in Eddie Howe's mind that he was going to keep him for. And I just thought Burn was outstanding. He did get man of the match as well in this game. You can see from this heat map, obviously, he's protecting the box, but he's spending a lot more time outside of the box as well. The big red out heat maps here, but you can also see him spend quite a bit of time in opposition half, even to the point where he's in PSG's box. So of course, he did his defensive duties, but he gave the assist for the goal. He did his offensive duties for the team as well. He really stood up and was counted, and God bless Dan Burn. He was phenomenal, and it's I think it was fair to give him that man of the match, in my opinion. You can see also on the map, obviously, this is his defensive contributions here. The tackles in orange, the interceptions in the pink, and what is this? Is this what? Clearances in the turquoise, block shots in the red, recoveries in the green. And you can see tons of those contributions down that left side, especially doing his job on that left hand side of the pitch. And sure, and trying to keep, well, at first it was Kvara. I can't remember who it was, a Due that came on that side, trying to keep him quiet as possible. He's doing this. He even had an episode where he gave one switch ball as well himself. Botman, Burn, making passes in the opposition half as well, making sure he's there to support. And he got, like we mentioned earlier, he got the assist. He also created one big chance. On top of that, he was phenomenal. He was phenomenal. Passing wasn't too bad. Obviously, opposition half wasn't great, but what can you expect? He even had one key pass as well, so that would have been a pass that led to a shot. Burn had a fantastic game. He had a phenomenal game. So Eddie Howe played 5-3-2 or 5-2-3, depends how you want to see it, with Willock, who he really likes to play in the transition in these areas. And obviously Willock got the goal as well. But SofaScore gave Willock an 8 out of 2, 8.2, and he played for 68 minutes. He's obviously got the goal here. You see him spending quite a bit of time on this left-hand side, but he was really in charge of not only um, the carrying the ball and the transitions, but his pressing was phenomenal. I really think that he stuck it on Hakimi especially, and I think Hakimi was being protected by the. Um, uh, uh, I think he was being protected by the referee quite a bit. There were some challenges that Willock made that I felt were fair, but the referee decided. I think he was wearing a PSG top underneath his shirt that night. To be honest with you, expected goals on target for him 0.69. Expected goals 0.24. Total shots one shot on target, and that was the goal itself. So he took the chance that he had, he took it, and he done really well. You can see also 38 touches of the ball, 3 out of 3 dribbles successful. So that's how important he was for us in carrying the ball. Total carrying distance, 129 meters, not too bad at all. 11 carries, very good. Total progression, 71.6 meters. Remember, this is in 68 minutes. So this is really good. Progressive carrying distance, 32.6. Longest progressive carry was 32.6. That was what he did. So really good from him in terms of that. Obviously, his passing wasn't ever going to be too high because we'd have to be risky with his pass, but also it was more about his ability to carry the ball. But he had, on top of his defensive duties, he had 3 interceptions, 1 clearance, 1 recovery, 5 out of 6 ground duels won. He didn't win any aerial duels, apparently. But he was offensively and defensively, and obviously very good for us. And Lewis Miley, I thought, adjusted well at the beginning. Barcola had him on toast, really, but Lewis Miley showed a lot of heart and determination and brains. He adjusted himself, his position, and how he was going to defend against Barcola. And Barcola is a super skillful guy. You can only keep him quiet for so long. But regardless of that, I thought Lewis Miley stuck to his task and did what he could as well. Lewis Hall did what Lewis Hall does. Played 90 minutes of absolute heart, up and down the pitch, no matter what, no matter where he got the ball, he wanted to carry it. He wasn't going to allow them to bully him. You can see him in his passing stats, 1 out of 1. Long balls, 89% passes in his own half, 75% passes in the opposition half. For Mr. Lewis Hall, 59 touches of the ball. Total progression, 40.5 meters. 10 defensive contributions, 2 out of 5 tackles, one. I think that was more than that. 3 interceptions, 1 clearance, 1 block shot, 5 recoveries, 6 out of 12 ground drills, 1. Absolutely phenomenal. And you can see him sticking onto that left hand side. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal himself. You can see where he was in terms of his passing, sticking to that left hand side at times, a few times on the right hand side here. He was trying to be what do you call it? He was trying to be as effective as possible for the team in dictating play. Obviously, that's his passing stats there. The carries that he made, the defensive contributions together, him and Dan Burn down that left were really, really good. And look, Jacob Murphy was on the bench. Good to see him back. Maybe expecting for the Liverpool game. William Masolo, good to see him. Bruno Guimaraes didn't have to step on the field. Kieran Trippier, probably expecting for the Liverpool game, didn't play. Wissa came on the 79th minute. And Barnes came on obviously earlier. Barnes and Gordon came on in the 67th and 68th minute. I thought made a contribution to the game. As well, I think we're unlucky to not have scored. That would have really turned the game on its head. If you see Gordon, what did he do? He came on in the 68, 69 minutes. He got two shots off. Where is it? I have to go. Is it working here? I had to get 2 shots off there. 1 shot on target, 1 shot that was blocked. I did feel that we could have he could have made a little bit better in terms of the opportunities that he had, but and possibly won us the game. I did feel like, despite all the PSG dominance, we could have really. There was a possibility for us to walk away with all 3 points. So just looking at Gordon's stats as well, not too bad on the passing, but his main thing was to be able to carry the ball and hit them with the attack. He had 9 touches of the ball. So with 9 touches, he still had 2 shots on target, which is pretty good, or 2 shots anyway. What did Barnes get? What did Barnes get? Guys, do you send me in who you thought was man of the match performances were? I think I do agree with whoever selected Dan Burn. I thought he was phenomenal. Barnes himself came on, played 22 minutes. He had 1 key pass. I swear he had a shot on goal as well, or 2. Yeah, he did have. He had 2 shots on goal as well. So both of them had 4 shots. He had 1 shot on target. He had a big chance that was missed. He had 6 touches of the ball. So really, Eddie Howe made the right decisions in how he played the team and the personnel that he played and when he played them. And really, is at that point, it's down to the players to take advantage of that, but they didn't, unfortunately. So there is that part that's disappointing. Even though we got a 1-1 draw, that was superb from us. So I thought we were we had that. I think we missed that opportunity, and so let me know you guys man of the matches as well. Before we get into the preview for the Liverpool game, we've got folks here. Aaron, good to see you. Did I see you earlier, Aaron? Maybe not, but God bless you, Aaron. Good to see you. Good evening, all. Very happy with the result yesterday. The players showed heart and desire, and we played on the transition. Joe Willock, man of the match. Joe Willock, man of the match. Okay, yeah, fair play. And I agree with everything you said there, Aaron. Aaron says, I gave Eddie a lot of criticism, but he deserves the credit for the setup and setting up perfectly yesterday, and the subs coming earlier than usual. Everyone deserves praise. Yeah, I fully agree with that. I fully agree with that. Profile, Warbadrix is profile wise. This is in terms of the Kai Havertz and Voltemada. Profile-wise, there are similarities between being a target man and help their teams play off them. But Votamada makes more as a number 9 and Havertz more as a second striker. Yeah, probably agree with that. And the Votamada, I'm gonna. I get he doesn't like. He's not great at hitting the ball, but he really needs to work on heading the ball. Like there's got to be like a basic function of being able to head the ball because it's quite bad. It's bad. It's really bad. And I know that he scored against Wolves with a header, but geez. Aaron says, I think the game changed when Kvara went off for them with Hall bombing up. Kvara was having Burns live, but you need an element of luck against a European champions. Yeah, I agree with that. Big up to you, Villa fan. Good to see you. God bless you. Always a privilege to have rival fans coming on the show. And speaking of rival fans, we've got some guests in the back that we're going to bring out to you in a moment. Warbo Jog says, not sure about Voldemar, main strengths, but Havertz's understanding of space, his consistency to be at the right place is the main strength, in my opinion. I don't disagree with you. I think Havertz is very much underrated. It was Adrian says it was a sturdy performance. The way Miley came back from a torrid first 15 minutes makes him my man of the match. Fair play. I do not disagree with you, Adrian, at all. All right. So thanks, guys, for sending in your man of the matches as well. I've gone for Dan Byrne. A few of you went for Willock. Some of you guys went for Miley. Look, it's always a blessing when you've got a number of players that you can call man of the matches, really. So look, out of the frying pan and into the fire, out of I can't even pronounce the name. PSG, I know it was PSG Stadium. Is it Parc des Sœurs, something like that? Just say out of PSG and onto Anfield. And we've got very, very special guests on tonight. One of whom I know very, very well in Big Preach. Have had the real privilege and honor being able to share the mic and the stage with him on Spurs Kings TV. You guys would have seen us for their bantering but talking proper football as well. Hopefully, for those of you that are able to see it, I'm really, really looking forward to hearing from these guys. It's amazing to have, as always, and always a privilege to have opposition fans being able, not only in the chat and coming on the show, that is a real privilege, but also to have opposition fans and creators who I can call friend, not only just special guests, but friends of the show come on the show. So really looking forward to hearing what they are with Big Preach and Jay as well. So allow me to welcome them both onto the show. Preach, Jay, how are you gentlemen doing?
Go on.
Yes, we're blessed, bro.
Appreciate the invite, fam.
Thank you for being available as always. And I'm really, really looking forward to talking ball with you guys. Before we get into, I know Mitch is going to come on a little bit later, but I want folks to know about your show, about what you're doing, when you guys started out, and what you guys are, what the channel is all about, really.
Yeah.
Copy. Yeah.
Yeah, like well, as you know, Toon.
Yes, sir.
I started up the Flair Play TV, just being encouraged by what you're doing, by Rivals TV, by Never a Foul. Just like enjoyed it. So other people's encouraging me to start a channel. Feel like I jumped into it a bit too early. I wasn't prepared for what really comes, the work effort. So I respect the work effort that you put in your shows. And started a little WhatsApp group with just Liverpool therapy check-in sessions. I was trying to, just be like, I couldn't do the rival things, too much banter going on. So I just did the Liverpool group. I noticed some of the men them in the group don't really like going online too much and stuff like that. And then my boy Rizzle, JR, he's been doing his thing on Instagram as well, quite a lot. A lot of banter. You can say his part. And I just spoke to him and just said, let's, me and you, let's do a show, man. Like, we want to elevate in the just the football fan journalist industry. So he said and then I guess South of Anfield, need to big up Simeon. Originally they've got Anfield South. Get me? So I was like, I know JR was on there as well, so I was like, I got to kind of pay homage to that, so switch the wording around us a little bit. Do you get me? So it came, so me and him would just do the show, and the idea is to team up and do shows with people like you, Mitch, and other fans as well. So we're just starting off now, and we're doing our views and opinions. I know JR's got a crazy following. You can talk about that one, family.
So thanks for having us on. I've done like the podcasting thing for a few years, and I took a break. I'm a DJ as well.
Big up.
So big up, man. And so I've just been in between the DJing and the podcasting, but the DJing kind of took over, so I kind of took a back step from the podcasting. But on my Instagram page, I'm always like posting up like football memes and going at the rival fans of Liverpool, preferably those that are the team that's from North London, the Reds. I don't call their name out, but them we have a lot of battling. With them, and it's just something I've always been interested in. Always have a passion for football, but now that life's moved in a way where I've got more time to kind of get on the podcasting and on the football debates and banter and stuff like that. And Preach reached out to me because he's seen that I was previously on a podcast, Anfield South, a few years ago, and then he's like, I'm looking to start up doing it again regularly. He said, would you be interested in doing it? I was like, why not, man? So this is just me 2.0 going at it again, but this time obviously doing it properly and linking up with like content creators like yourself to build a bigger audience and make new links.
Well, big up to you, both of you gentlemen, and I know that my show is late on, so I do really value you guys' time, and however long you can stay on, it's a real privilege to have you on. We're gonna focus on Liverpool. We're gonna look at the table in a moment, and there's a couple. I went on the old Opta analyst maybe as well, just to get a little bit more details from you guys on how Liverpool have been doing before we finish up with a little tactical breakdown. We're going to look at the old tactical board and from you guys' perspective as to see, where the strengths and maybe some of the weaknesses lie for Liverpool at the moment, where you think also for Newcastle, what the dangers are for Newcastle play against Liverpool as well as the other way around. So really looking forward to that. And all the folks that are listening and watching at the moment, I do really, really encourage you guys to to subscribe onto South of Anfield as well. They have a terrific show going on there, so let's do it. And I know that Mitch is going to join us a little bit later. I'm gonna start off with the table. The obvious thing to talk about is there's a couple things, and I'm sure there'll be folks maybe in the chat that might mention how much money you've spent and on whom you spent it on, but you are people forget this, but you are the reigning, defending Premier League.
Say it louder for the people at the front, the back, and the middle.
Premier League champions, but you're currently in sixth with 36 points, well, +3 goal difference, the same as Newcastle's, by the way. You've scored 35 goals. With 32 goals conceded, you've won 10 games, you've drawn 6, and you've lost 7. Your last 5 games, and the next time I'm going to say, I'm going to get you guys to confirm if you can. I don't know if this is the reality of it. But the last 5 games, you drew 4 and you lost to Bournemouth. I heard on watching another channel, I don't know if you've won a game in 2026. And I don't know if it's true that in the last, I don't know how many months, I think you've won like 5 games in the last 4 or 5 months, maybe. Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong on that. But taking all of that big package together, the obvious question is, what's gone wrong?
Boy, I think for me, a lot's gone wrong in terms of in the summer. Obviously, the players that we signed at the time, a lot of Liverpool fans were like, "We've been waiting years for this. This is something we've been wanting us to splash cash on star players and really try and elevate ourselves." But I think we missed the trick in the summer. We didn't address the areas that needed addressing, which is coming to now show in our lacking of squad depth. We went top heavy when we lost 3 of our attackers last year, where we replaced 3 of them, but we still didn't do any business in terms of our defensive side of the team. I feel that we've always needed a defensive midfielder. Gravenberch was kind of pushed into that DM position. I don't think he's an actual DM. He doesn't smell danger enough for me. Last season, it worked really well, but I feel that we needed a specialist DM. We haven't had one since Fabinho, and Fabinho's legs went for the last season. So it's about 3-4 years. We ain't had a proper defensive midfielder. So not addressing that. Obviously, we've sorted out the right and the left back. Well, we thought we did. And I think the oversight of not getting a centre back in, missing out on Gehi was it's just showing now what a real mess up that was. And I think from the beginning of the season, we've kind of been up against it, and we put in 5 at the beginning of the season. We put in like 4 or 5 brand new players into a squad that's lost a 5, 6, 7 players that were actual big important parts of the team. So there's a lot of change going on. Also with the Jota stuff included in that, it's just been one ball of mess that's still unraveling, and it's just causing a lot of problems all at once. It's like the perfect storm for the season we have, and I feel the manager is really struggling at the moment. He's searching to find a solution for it.
And that's not even mentioning the Salah and slot situation on top of all of that, really, isn't it?
Exactly that.
Preach. I'm looking. So some fans are fans of. Some people like XG. Some people don't like XG. I'm not going to go too deep into it. But what I am going to say is this, and I want to get you guys' views on this, is whether you think this is accurate or not. So you've scored, I think, 35 goals, I think I mentioned.
Yeah.
And what it's saying, with the chances that you've created so far, you should have scored about 36. It's not too bad. Like what it's saying is that you are, according to the chances that you're creating, you're not too far in line. Like it's, they're saying you should have scored 36, but you scored 35. That's pretty good. That's not too bad, right? The biggest surprise for me is the XGA, and that's the chances that you are conceding, which are low. I think so. We're just a little bit lower than you, actually. So we're like third. We're like, first of all, it's Arsenal on 16.3. So essentially saying that defensively, you're able to limit opposition chances against you. So first is Arsenal, then it's Newcastle, then it's Liverpool. But you can see the +5 here, meaning that obviously you've conceded 31, 32 goals. And what it's saying is that even though Liverpool are able to limit opponents' chances, your opponents are still able to overperforming against you. Now, that could be for various reasons. Either you are conceding wonder goals, or there's some poor goalkeeping going on, bolts of lightning, and whatever kind of things going on. What do you think has been going on, Preach? Both from, are you happy with the? Do you think that's quite accurate for the offensive side, that you are pretty much scoring according to the chances you're creating, you're doing fine? And from a defensive point of view, do you think it's fair to say that teams are just being lucky against you, or do you think there is something a little bit more structurally maybe going on for Liverpool?
Yeah, that is definitely a difficult question. Defensively, I mean, obviously the first question I feel a little bit different, and then JR in terms of why we're performing. That, me and you, we've already had this conversation before on Rivals TV. As you remember, I was the new signings. I saw them as additions to what we already had. But I never took into account maybe Slot changing tactics around and things like that. Which you're a tactic man, so I'm sure you had that in mind when you was saying your piece. So I feel like defensively, there's a lot of Liverpool fans that feel like the Gay deal messed us up. I kind of feel like the Leone injury is a bit more of an issue than us not getting Gay. But like, yeah, we should. I mean, you can't really cover for injuries, innit? You like it's really difficult to buy players just so that you're cool if you get an injury. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it was a lot of things as well. New players, new system. So defensively, it's just not. It just hasn't worked. Yeah, we got rid of Quansah, who most probably would have been a gem for us right now. So I feel like, yeah, I do agree though. We were a lot top heavy, attack heavy. I just don't understand it. But I feel like in front of goal, I think they've just been clinical in front of goal.
What, against us?
Yeah, against us. Yeah, the oppositions. I think Slot had said it maybe earlier on in the season that they're getting 2 chances and 2 goals. So they're putting away their chances. I'd say Alisson hasn't been the Alisson that we all know and love. I have seen a few goals where, like, nah, bro, you saved that with your eyes closed, kind of thing.
but Preach, remember though, he was injured for about 6 to 8 weeks, so that is not him in goal for the whole time, you know.
No, I agree with that, but it's just there has been, like, I've just seen some of the balls just go underneath him where that's like, you're that guy to save it. I don't think we was that bad when he was we wasn't conceding so much at the beginning of the season. I think it was up to game week 6, game week 7 when it just started crumbling when we lost
Palace.
Yeah, like the 4 in a row, 6-7. Everyone's doing the 6-7 thing. I don't know. I think I feel like it had a lot to do with Slot trying to be a lot more attacking, and it not working, and then like confidence just sinking. Players not believing. I feel like there was a lot of outside noise. Salah battle, and I do believe Slot is stubborn. I think he's stubborn, and he didn't want to change what was happening. He didn't, or even adjust it to a little bit, and it's continued to backfire. And like we say, Leone gets injured on his debut.
But Preach, you see, like, you're gonna get. You got to prepare for a season and make sure you got reinforcements. Injuries are always going to happen. So if we just you're saying Leone's injuries affected us, that just shows that we haven't got enough squad depth in case an injury does happen, and injuries do happen. So I'm going back to my point that our transfer in the summers had a lot to do with where we're at the moment, in my opinion.
So
Just before I get you to return, Preach on that, I was going to just say we've got just to even up the odds, because there's 2-on-1 Liverpool fan still on a Newcastle fan channel, which is the absolutely diabolical behavior.
Nah, man, it's good.
But I want to welcome, and the folks in the chat will all know he's a friend of the channel, incredibly insightful. He's also my partner in crime when it comes on to going on to Spurs Kings TV and actually talking some real football, some people there as well. So I'm playing, but it's great to welcome my man Mitch from Where the Owls Sleep. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, all good, bro. Like I said, every time I come on here, the intros just keep getting better.
So was we.
Yeah, the intros go off. Every time I come on here gassed once the intro goes up.
need to speak to Ash.
Yeah. Ash needs to step up his game. I'm not gonna lie. But Philip, good pleasure as always to be here. Preach.
Yes, sir.
Love as always, bro. And is that Jay?
Yeah, man.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Big up,
First
bro.
time, so
Big
nice
up,
to meet
Mitch.
you.
Yeah, man. Big up.
Big up to you, Mitch. Good to see you. Preach, you were just saying, you guys were just talking about your recruitment. I interrupted. You was going to say something about your recruitment, how you felt about it.
Yeah, I mean, because I really don't want to sound like I'm using the injuries as an excuse. So I'm being careful what I'm saying. But I just feel like we've lost a few the right backs, left backs. So not even left backs. So right back injuries and our right centre backs. I feel like that's what kind of messed us up. Really and truthfully, I don't feel Gay was a big of a deal. It would have been nice to have him there right now, but like the things that have happened are kind of out of our power. Like Ibu losing a family member right now. Do you know what I mean? Those are I don't know any business that prepares for someone dying and losing a family member and they have to take time out. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like these are things that are kind of out of the power. But yeah, I would have liked. I get Ibu and not Jones. Gomez. We know them for like the last how many years. They're injury prone, so that for me is like they're injury prone. We know they're going to pick up something at some point, so we should be prepared for that in that element. I will agree on that. But yeah, it's just gotten weaker and weaker, and the tactics wasn't working when our defense was at full strength as well. So it's not playing. It's not. Yeah, definitely not playing.
There's a lot going on. Before I get to Mitch, there's a couple questions for you, gentlemen, from Liverpool. Aaron here, big supporter of the channel. He says, I feel Slot has deviated from a winning formula which Klopp brought and has taken Liverpool backwards with his philosophy. Defensive reinforcements, even a left wing, Liverpool needed, in my opinion. Either one of you really, like, what do you guys, how do you feel about that? Do you think that's accurate?
Yeah, to some points, that's not the whole problem, but that's one of the ingredients in the Dutch pot at the moment. If I'm going to be honest, yeah, that's one of the things we've been mentioning in the WhatsApp groups and on the channels we've been speaking about. Like last season, we feel like he tweaked a couple of things, like he slowed us down from Klopp's 100 miles an hour football, heavy metal football, as you say, and he just did a few tweaks where it still had Klopp's DNA on it, but it had a few subtle tweaks that he needed to get us over the line, which was perfect. But from the summer onwards, he's implemented more his style and he's taken us away from the heavy metal football, and it's just not worked. Like the way that, like Preach was saying at the beginning of the season, he said, all right, we're going to go more attacking, and we was just getting run up on. Like we were so open at the back, in my opinion, early doors of the season. Like we couldn't hold on to leads. If you remember at the beginning of the season, Bournemouth was 2-0 up against your mob. We could, you had 10 men and you was pushing us. You know what I mean? And it's just the philosophy.
I remember.
Yeah, you remember that, yeah? Yeah, I'm glad you do still. Yeah, so like the formula that I think is definitely, it's just our game slowed down to now, like we're watching Liverpool and bro, I'm being honest, I fell asleep watching one of the game the other day. It's really got it's got dull the way that we're playing. So from the beginning of the season, he was going at it to when we was getting slapped up like PSV 4-1 at home. And he's changed it. It's like, all right, I've got to change it completely and shore up the banks to make sure there's no more leaks. And now it's like we're stuck. We can't then go again. So we're not a very good team to watch if you're going to be honest, if you're neutral. And lastly, the left wing, 100%. Diaz wasn't replaced. Gakpo, like me and Preach were saying on our channel, like Gakpo is more effective coming off the bench. Like last year, he was fantastic coming off the bench. But now he's the main man. And his standard cut in and cross or shoot is just one trick ponies that's been exposed, and it's lacking. We got our wingers are just fallen off the cliff this year. So we're really, really struggling, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. There's a lot going on for Liverpool. Dave here says, "Welcome to the club of not getting Gahey." Well, we had an epic. Well, you know what's funny, Mitch? When Newcastle were after Gahey last year, and nobody will remember this.
So I don't know if just you're preparing for the loss, so you guys are hiding your faces a bit. I don't know.
Hey.
I was thinking when they went, where did they go?
Yeah. Not yet. You ain't lost yet. You can.
Oh, what, the chat? Because when I press the chat, it takes off Mitch, innit?
It's because you got the league up still, the table.
Let me see if this works a little better. Okay.
There we go.
But I like the shots that I've been firing, Preach. We shall remember this. Yeah, as Dave says, welcome to the club of not getting Gahey. And what's so interesting for me about the Gahey thing is that when Newcastle were after him and were ready to pay up to 50, 60 million for him, I can't remember now. At a time, and Mitch will remember this, there's people saying, "Oh, but Gahey's not all that. He's a bit average." Where's Eddie Howe gets these average players? Now, Man City game. Oh, that's world class stuff.
Game changer. Push it on for the title.
I'm not bitter at all. I just thought I should just lay that one out there. But there's another question here for our gentleman here. Dave Barter says, maybe a bit controversial, but if you wouldn't have bought, it says Israel, I'll say it means Isak, and spent that on defenders, you would be in the better place. Preach, do you agree with that? Had you not bought Isak and you bought better, even Jake can join in as well, as if you had not bought Isak, you would have spent more money on better defenders. Do you agree with that? Or
no, I mean, once again, going back to the Gahey deal, last minute turn, it was agreed and it was cancelled last minute. So I don't think that affected us. You Toon, definitely a man who knows about PSR and stuff like that. We weren't really in a poor. No, I mean, no, it weren't a banter. He's the PSR guy. You get me? He does all of that tactics. He really goes into this. So knowing that, it weren't really affecting us in that manner. So, but I would say that as it stands, because it's a 5-year plan. All this spending on players, I think this summer it stops after this summer. We're not going to have another summer like this or another 3, maybe 4 seasons. There's this 5-year plan that Edwards has. So I think in the long run it's cool. Do you know what I'm saying? For the 5-year, it was cool. As it looks right now, and as it stands, it's easy to say that it might have been a waste of resources and money. Do you know what I'm saying? But no, I don't. I think in the long run, we're writing off this season. We've written off this season. We've been written off.
Yeah, the Premier League season is a write-off. It's a write-off.
Yeah. But for Isak, we don't. I don't think anyone wants to see him back this season. Just train, get stronger, get used to the tactics, build a relationship with the players, have a proper summer.
Yeah, that man were holding him in it. They wouldn't let him out, man.
We couldn't find him. He went missing.
He got kidnapped, bro. It was that takeover. He weren't with us. He weren't with you. He was in no man's land.
It was in Portugal.
Everyone was like, free Isak. I'm like, free Isak? We don't know where the guy is.
Facts, for real.
That was crazy. One minute we had an away game against Celtic. One minute he's there, next minute he's not, and then nobody knows where he's at. Then he turns up in Spain or somewhere. I don't know what it was. Crazy times though. But big Adrian says here, big up to Mitch, big up to you, Mitch. So you're already welcome to the channel there. Cynical Jim, God bless you. I don't know if maybe it's your first one to the show. Says, Howe, man, I couldn't find any proper Geordies or Scousers for the show. Well, God bless you, mate. I don't know. There's tons of channels with them. I hope you keep the same energy for your players. So if there's any no Scousers playing for Liverpool or Geordie's playing for Newcastle, I hope you, when you're watching them, say, you're not Scouser. You can't. I hope you can say to Ekatike, to Isak, to all the ones that helped you lift those trophies, that they're not just Scousers, not Geordies. They shouldn't be playing for
the
your
London
team.
Scousers, we're those London Scouts.
But big up to you, Jim. I know maybe you're living up to your cynical name. I'm gonna go to before I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna go to Mitch in a moment, but just one more question for the guys here. How bad is Frimpong's injury? Heard him and Gomez are out for the game, which is obviously our game, or there's doubts. I mean, where are you guys at? What are you guys aware of the injury situation at Liverpool?
I read earlier today that Frimpong's one is a bad one. It's a grade 3 hamstring, so that's 3 to 4 months out. So we're looking, so we're looking probably season's pretty much done, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah.
That's just because Frimpong's just been getting rinsed too much. And he's an athlete. He's a sprint. We call him a speedboat. He's literally boom, boom, boom. He's a speedboat, and so he's high risk at getting. He was probably in the red zone too much, and his hamstring's gone. So he's 3 to 4 months. And Gomez is just like me and Peach were saying a moment ago on our show, that Gomez is, like, as you know, he's made of glass. So from when I saw the impact when Van Dijk caused the first goal at Bournemouth, when he ran into Alisson trying to block their ball, and he couldn't get up properly, I said, nah, he's done. He ain't trained all week. He hasn't trained. But like I was saying, like, Gomez won't train all week, and then you'll see him in the starting lineup on Saturday. So he's one that
the king settings.
Yeah. So he's one that could pop up. But Frimpong is 100% out. So at right back, we got a dilemma, a big dilemma. Preach thinks he knows the answer, which I'm not with. But
Sobersley.
Nah, not even that, bro. Not even that. I'm like, no. I'm like, you can't. I'm like,
bring.
That's what I'm saying. I told you.
With my defensive issues, I don't care about overlaps and crossing and all of that stuff. Leave that to the midfield. Just need him to be Mr. Cleanup. And I felt confident. I know it was carrier bag, Tesco carrier bag. Yeah. But he made some smart maneuvers, got into some good areas for the pass to take pressure away from us. Like Gravenberch, he made Gravenberch's passing a lot more easier and safer. I saw it. So I'm like, you know what? As long as he can do that, we'll be all right.
One night only, Preach. That was one night only, bro. That was a one night thing. You know that one night. It's a one night thing. You enjoy it for the night, and then you don't go back. Yeah.
There's anyone who's got the mentality, it's him. Do you know what I'm saying? Name's Milner.
So like, if, for example, I know you might touch on the lineups on that a bit later, but
yeah,
if you see Endo at right back, are you looking what you man saying? You're licking your lips, right?
All I'm saying is that's going to be on the side of Gordon, and Gordon only had 20 minutes against PSG, so he's ready to go. He's one-on-one, space in behind.
Yeah, boy, whoever's playing right centre back, if he's playing right back, needs to be ready to cover.
But that's my thing.
He's going to run him every time. If he doesn't run him every time, Gordon's failing. Every time he's got to run him.
You think there's going to be a lot of space at the back? I don't think that, because he's not going to be. That's what I mean. I don't feel like he's going to be focused on the overlapping and trying to get that crossing.
You're not going to play in the low block, though, are you?
Yeah, you ain't going to low block at Anfield against us, surely.
You don't have to go that far back. Do you know what I mean? Halfway lines.
Like Carragher, innit?
Yeah, but even if you're like 30, if the line's 30 yards out and
like it's still bad,
30 yards to running behind Endo, he's going to run him in them 30 yards, bro.
Like even if Gordon picks up the ball in his own half or nearabouts and carries it, he could just knock it past. Like it could be devastating. Like all right. I'm gonna remember this conversation.
Mr. Cleanup, man. He's going to clean up. It's cool.
All right. So just before we get to the tactics board, I wanted to bring up a few stats and comparisons with Newcastle, Liverpool. I'm gonna get excuse me for the unprofessionalism of it. I've got my PowerPoint put up, but for some reason it wasn't downloading the screen. But we'll avoid that. And the folks that have been in the chat, they know these days my camera doesn't work sometimes, my thing doesn't work, but they're all with this. Even one time I think it was Preach. I'm sure Preach did. Mitch took over the show at some point. So God bless you guys for all of this. All right, so I went on to Opta Analyst and I did some matching up in terms of metrics. I'm going to go to Mitch first about this because some interesting stuff here. So the obvious ones is like, obviously, Liverpool are 3 points ahead with 36 points. We've got 33. Actual goals scored, they've got 35. We've got 32. Goals against, they've got more, 32 to our 29. So we've both got +3 goal difference. We've got fairly the same almost expected goals. So defensively, so in terms of XG, XG to score, XG, that you got 36.4, we've got 36.22. So we're not too far apart in terms of chance created, which is interesting. We're also not too far apart in chances conceded. You guys got 25.15. Like I said, teams are overperforming against you like a lot more than they are against us. We've got 25.44. There's an interesting one in terms of intensity, pressing intensity. There's 11.2 to 9.8. But what it's basically saying is that teams are able to get at least 11 passes off before you get the ball off them. Before I go to Mitch on this, just quickly, have you guys seen a lesser intensity in terms of Liverpool getting the ball back? Is that right? Okay, it is. Okay.
Yeah,
what does that come down to? Do you think it's a tactical thing or a player thing? What's going on with that?
Tactics, 100%, innit, Preach?
Yeah, and understanding of it, like, yeah, communication.
We don't press, like there's no, you'll see it when we play against you. If one player, if Ekatike presses, they're not going as a unit, as a group. It's disjointed, and you can play through our lines so easily. So that's
We're down for that.
Yeah, so no, I'm not.
We're down for that. We're down for that.
I'm not. So yeah, it's definitely a tactical thing because under Klopp, I would like to see what the stats were for that under Klopp. I'm quite sure it'll be a lot lower than that.
Oh, it'll be way lower.
Yeah.
Average possession, you got a lot more possession, 61.8%. So you're keeping the ball a lot more. To our 53, passing accuracy is pretty good at 86 to our 83. Both got seven clean sheets, which is insane. Mitch, having heard all of that and the comparisons, which obviously there's a lot of similarities, but there's a few distinctive different parts, obviously, around the pressing intensity, average possessions. How do you feel? Where do you see Newcastle in comparison to Liverpool? Are we kind of in performances as teams neck and neck, or are we just a level or just half a level below? Like, where do you see it?
This is one of the mad games, yeah, that you could pretty much say any scoreline from 3-1 either way to a high scoring draw and make a very well put together argument for what you're saying. It's weird. The two clubs, as much as historically at Anfield we barely ever win, we barely ever beat Liverpool anywhere really. But if you just look on this season and the way the teams are playing, you could literally say like any scoreline and back it up quite logically with what you're saying, and people would nod along, and they might not agree. They'll be like, "Actually, I see what you said. Like, I can see it happening." It's such a strange game. It's so hard to put a score to or how you think the game's going to go.
Yeah,
because both teams are quite Jekyll and Hyde at the same time. Like Newcastle midweek against PSG, if we play like that at the weekend, I feel we win. But then if we play like we did maybe against Villa, and then Liverpool show up and play well, it could go the other way. It's such a mad game. Like, I'd love to say that I'm confident, like I was earlier in the season, where Preach will know I came out, I had full chest for the first game last time round. Full chest. I had full faith in that we were going to turn up, we were going to do the business, and we did everything but win on the scoreline that day.
Yeah.
Whereas this game, we're so hit and miss. I can't come with the same chest because I don't know what Newcastle I'm going to see, let alone what Liverpool we're going to see.
Yeah.
I don't even if we play as like yesterday was a breath of fresh air for me. It felt like the handbrake came off. It felt like we wasn't playing the same pattern over and over again. We were a little bit less unpredictable. It wasn't getting wide spam crosses into the box and all that. If we play like that again at the weekend, I feel we win regardless of what Liverpool turns up. But it's just so hard to tell at the minute because both teams are in a mad transition. Liverpool has sort of fallen off a little bit from last season and looking to rebuild. We've got to a point where it's like, right, where do we go? Where do we go again? We need to adapt and improve at the same time. and it's just a crazy one for me.
Yeah, I agree, and I think what adds to it, and I wonder if Jay and Peach agree, is that we've both played a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like, we're both playing tons of games.
Mm.
I can't remember. Are you guys in the League Cup semi-final?
Is that shots?
No,
No,
I actually don't know the answer to that either.
No, Klopp slot through it against Palace. He put like all the kids in.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
because
so
I was going to say we've played an equal amount of games, but
Nah,
you're not on that level. Okay, fine. So
Now that was shots.
Yeah, the shots are now. Yeah.
we've both played a lot of games. I was going to go to the chat, but there's a few questions for you guys. But are you guys seeing? How are you typically after, like, whether you're after Europe or after domestic competitions and you're back in the league? Is it mixed results? Is it consistently good, consistently bad? I haven't kept up with that. What is it for you guys?
I think if we're at home, we generally have a positive result. Draw, worst case scenario over at home. If we're away, we're a mess. We could be a mess. If we're away and you put it on us, I think we was away to Man City after a European game and they wiped the floor of us. So if we was at Newcastle, I'll be quite fearful. But we're at home. I think we have positive results after European games this season so far.
Okay. Dave here says,
do you know what's bad? Liverpool are 10th in the home form table over the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's mad shocking for me. I didn't expect to see that.
It's this low block Arne keeps talking about. He can't solve. He's still trying to solve it out. So yeah, that's a lot of them are draws. You know what I mean? A couple of one. I think we only lost once. I think at home. And then the rest have been draw, like 4 or 5 draws at home.
Yeah, 6-3-2. So 6 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses in the league.
Dave's here says, do you think Newcastle will play a back 5 again? Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. But quick on that, Mitch. What's your thoughts? Do you think we'll stick with the back 5 or?
I don't know. I thought Eddie Howe only had one way of playing, one system, one plan.
Oh yeah,
one band, one sound, and all that stuff. I thought it was all the same every week. I didn't think nothing changed.
No, paragraphs of posts for certain.
I didn't realize there was questions over the way we played anymore. I thought it was same again.
Yeah. Sorry, we're being a bit sarcastic with our fan base.
You know what?
Yeah.
I actually genuinely don't know. I think Howe and the team are a little bit led by bunts, depending on who can play again, who's in the red zone, who can't play. I reckon if everybody's fit and raring to go in that back 5 that we played midweek, they'll go again. Maybe Trippier comes in and we see Miley back in the midfield. But yeah, I think Howe's preference would be to go with a 5, personally.
Okay.
Low block.
I don't think it'll be a low block. We didn't play a low block.
You're not. Come on, bro. No, we're not scared of you.
Some of the mad combinations we played midweek were crazy. I was seeing Dan Burn playing left wing back at times.
Yeah.
And Lewis Hall tucking in and stuff. It was.
If Dan Burn can go Mark Kvara in his own half, he's got no problems with Gapco, whoever comes there as well. So it's going to be interesting. Cynical, because I can't work out if Cynical Jim's a Liverpool fan or a Newcastle fan, but he says anyway, really hope you play a really high line. We'll have a good day. I think that could be for either team, to be honest.
I think he's a Newcastle fan, you know.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, so you're talking about you guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Big up my man JR. God bless you, sir. Just want to drop in and say big up, Philip. Gonna download this so I can listen properly tomorrow. Thank you for that, JR. And yeah, folks, please do like, share, and subscribe. He's been a massive, consistent supporter of the channel. Really appreciate you for that, sir. Aaron Camp says, I hope we go for 4-3-3 for this game and expose the backline of Liverpool. I'm going to talk about it in a moment in the tactics board. Cynical Jim says the Toon are very unpredictable. When I saw that lineup last night, I thought it was professional suicide. My heart was fluttering a little bit, Mitch, when I saw it. But don't know what your thoughts are, but all the players that have been awful really stepped up.
Yeah, it looked like. Do you know what? I looked at the lineup and I thought, right, he's just thrown the game. I thought it was just like
He just said bun
throwing
that.
the white flag and just like, wow, we're
just
focused
said-
on Liverpool. And then the performance came out, and I was like, right, this is different.
Well, the first 8 minutes looked like, oh no, we have thrown the game. This is great.
Even the first 20 minutes, I thought PSG were exceptional.
Yes. Some of the dribbling, like, and the way they move the ball, like, when you think you've seen, like, why I mentioned the dribbling is that when you think you've seen like dribbling, but I haven't seen our players were like in bits. They were like, jeez, we can't stop these guys. All right, so can you guys see my screen? Can you see
Yeah.
all right, so this is just showing the first lineups from your previous game. I will get you guys to tell me what you think you'll play, who you think will start for you in a moment. Jay, Preach. So this is your lineup against, is it Karabag? I think it was. So let me know, who do you guys do you think where do you think the changes will be? Like, and let us know who you'd like to play, but who do you think Slot will choose essentially?
I'll do the defense, Preach. You can do the top end. I think the defenders will be Van Dijk and Gravenberch again. Gravenberch, aka Gay.
Gravenberch's gonna be a defender.
Yeah, he's gonna be centre back. He did actually okay yesterday. With Van Dijk.
Okay.
He's filled in there at times last season when Konate was going off injured and we didn't have Gomez. He's played there a few times when we got 10 men against Fulham and we drew 2-2 last season. He filled in at centre back and centre mid. He played two positions at once. It was mad. Slot's tactical game last season was crazy. But this season it's gone mad. But I would say Gravenberch, Van Dijk, Kirkes will come in at left back, and right back I would play Soboslai for this game, not Endo. Preach, you would play Endo, right?
Yeah.
Endo. And in the midfield it will be McAllister and probably Jones. And then Preach, how do you do the rest?
Hold on, who's at right back? Soboslai.
I'm choosing Soboslai, yeah.
Who's in midfield then? At McAllister and who?
Jones.
Oh, okay. I like Jones. Where is he?
He didn't play against Karabag. He was ill.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Is he going to be fit for this game?
I hope so.
Apparently he's back. But
yeah, he heard this Newcastle was like, okay, I'm doing this.
3 points. Yeah, 3 points needs to play.
So Preach, for your attack, Gakpo, Vert, Salah, Ekatike?
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to do too much changes anyway, but I think it would be Soboslai instead of Jones. Just due to the relationship I think Soboslai has with everyone.
So what, Jones right back?
Nah, and Endo right back has.
Hold on, but so executive decision.
That's what I'm saying. That's where we got mixed.
But Jay's doing the defense, and you're
I'm doing the defense.
Right?
Okay,
so the defense.
If I can't do it, then so
Jay's smart. Jay's smart. Jay said, you know what? Now let him do the attack, like, because this endo thing at right back is mad.
Outside of that, then it stays how it is. Ideally, I would like Rio to start. Give defenders.
Who's Rio? Did Rio? How many goals Rio scored this year, Preach?
Yeah, it's not even about how much goals he scored.
I'm just saying, how many goals he scored this season? Was it one?
One.
Who
against us?
Oh, safe.
Or was it against you lot? Yeah, I didn't even.
Is it? Okay.
These men are putting good cop, bad cop, and that. Yeah, is that what it is?
That's why Soboslai needs to be in midfield so he can do the dummy again. and then pass it could slip through. But yeah, no. Ideally, like I said, Rio. But I feel that like this would be it then. Like if Soboslai does do right back, then yeah.
Is it me, or is your bench looking light?
Bruv.
Yeah, it's looking light.
Like the state of that bench is crazy.
I'm looking here and I'm like, Yoski.
You're trying to find where's our stars. I'm not
Where's-
even looking at that side.
I'm trying to look for
Bro,
players to come-
who is that number 11? Trent Toure Kone Doherty, does that say?
He's a
is
youth.
that,
He's
brother?
a youth. He's a youth academy player. He
Yeah,
plays
get
in,
him more time.
in the academy. Yeah, he does well in the academy, but I don't think he's made a first team appearance properly yet.
because
in
they
the
can't fit
Premier
his
League.
name on the shirt.
Yeah, that is a mad selection of names to piece together, you know.
Yeah, we're so low on numbers on the bench. We put 2 goalkeepers on the bench.
He's definitely a mixed
Yeah,
race.
we've
though.
been there. We've had 3 goalies on the bench in the last couple of seasons. A couple of times.
Absolutely. He's definitely a mixed race.
It's dark.
He's Irish and
I don't-
Ivorian or something.
Yeah, he's like a Scouse Ivorian Irish guy.
Mitch. So I don't know if we're going to keep. You choose who, like in terms of our personnel. Let me try and get as many out here on the bench. You let me know. First of all, do you think we're keeping 3 at the back? Who do you think is going to start? I'll be keen to get your views in it, and I just want to highlight before Mitch starts. Our bench is looking better. Is that everybody?
No, is Gordon? Gordon's still on the bit. He's still in there, isn't he? Have you put Gordon?
Is Gordon not there?
Yeah, there's still on the 10 dog, isn't he? Can see him. Is
Gordon's
he not
here.
there? Oh, safe.
Gordon's here.
I think we go to 4-3-3. You know, I think we do.
So which defender? Burn
It's
on the
going to
bench?
be Botman, Tiao, Burn on the bench, Hall, Trippier.
Boy, Hood is a quality player, you know. I
Yeah,
like it.
he's different. Do you know what? I thought the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks, he's starting to believe a little bit of his hype too much. I think he's doing a little bit too much every now and again. I think he just needs to reel it in and release it a little bit earlier every now and again. But he's sick, man.
Yeah, but defensively, I watched a game of yours recently, and there was I can't remember who it was, but there was a winger trying to go at him, and he just got the better of him all the time. Man City in the Carabao. Played really well in that game.
Who was it down that side?
Semenyo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He puts the positioning of where he puts his body seems to be perfect at all times. Because it's not like he just wins it and clears it into no man's land. He will like put his body in the right spot, take a touch, turn out, look for a pass.
Definitely.
Who have you got in our mid? I think I've got 9 players out here, so there's 1 player missing. So who would you have in our midfield?
I reckon he goes Miley, Bruno, Ramsey.
No Tonali.
No, I think he rests Tonali this game.
You think
Where's that?
Tonali?
Where's that fuck Joe Linton?
Injured. He's got brain injury.
Is he injured?
Every look how happy every fan says this.
Every rival fan.
Every fan. Where's Joe Linton? Is Joe Linton coming out?
Such a fuck, man.
Every fan asks Joe Linton playing. They all want to.
You don't want no more injuries, man.
They don't want no more injuries. Ramsey had a fantastic game against PSG. I do think though Tonali plays though, Mitch. I think he has to. If we really want to, because I see them. Vert does as much as I love him going forward and or whatnot, but we have a real a chance to dominate them physically. I fancy Bruno, Tonali, and Miley, 6'3", 6'4", Miley against McAllister and Jones. Jones is a little bit more robust, but against Wirtz and McAllister.
Well, if you think that, then I reckon Trippier comes out and Miley goes right back then.
I think Trippier is our weak link.
Really?
Right now, yeah. Against us.
How has Trippier been playing though?
He's just getting up to speed, I would say. 2-3 weeks ago, you'd have a very valid point on it, but I think the last 2 games he's looking a little bit more like Kieran Trippier rather than like an old man that he has done recently.
I think he keeps Tonali. So Tonali. Who did I say we got? So Ramsey. Is it Ramsey? Who did I say we got left?
Ramsey. I reckon that's how we set up. I reckon if you're saying that we don't drop the Tonali plays, I reckon we go with that, and Miley comes in for Trippier at right back.
Miley
and then the whole front 3 changes as well for me. I think.
I do think he keeps Trippier, but let's do it this way anyway, because I think There's something about Trippier. All right. So who's up? Oh, I think who's up front for
It's
you?
just a complete switch. So Gordon, Wissa, Barnes. I think we see.
And Gordon needs to stay on the pitch. Like if he does that, we have a much better chance. All right. So Gordon in forward.
When you was trying to get rid of him, now look at you.
It's mad, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
mad. It's mad. Where is he? We've still even got Jacob Murphy available.
I like
Yeah,
him.
he's injured still, isn't he?
No, he was on the bench.
Oh, is he back now? Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the bench against PSG.
Decent.
I like Murphy. Very direct.
Yeah.
Very direct.
I like him too. Obviously, he's very direct, very certain, but it's everything else that I think that he lacks a bit on behind. Okay, so let me start off with you Liverpool guys. You talked about where's your kind of. Here's my thing about you guys when you're kind of building up from the back, right? I'll start from that first because I think there's an opportunity for us to get at you because you're missing Trent. How are you guys? Do you usually guys have your centre back split and then you get Gurkhas and Szoboszlai to push up?
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the season they was really high. The fullbacks were crazy high, but in recent weeks, once we was getting slapped up. He's brought them back more tighter, more compact. So like I say, like Preach was saying with Endo, he won't go up far. Endo's not playing. I'm just saying, yeah. So if Szoboszlai plays, I reckon he'll go up a bit higher. But from the back, the fullbacks are not mad high. They're probably where Szoboszlai is on the screen is probably about where the fullbacks go when we're playing at the back.
Okay, so they stay a little bit more here.
Yeah, about there. Yeah.
Okay, and without Trent, like, how is it? Is it harder to get? Are you kind of long? Well, you can't because your position is higher. But like, are you suffering a little bit in your from playing at the back, or are you able to carry it out? Because I know typically what would happen is, say you got a little bit of trouble coming out. Because just remember in my previous game, you'd have Szoboszlai come in the middle like this, and so that allows you to have. It kind of creates a 3-on-3 or a situation when you can outnumber the press a little bit because you'll have McAllister available or somebody available there, and you can play out the back. But then you've got nobody here, and you're kind of reliant to go on your left. I mean, how are you guys playing out from the back? Is it harder? Is it easier? I mean, what's happening with you guys? Are you kind of long balling it?
I'll preach.
Yeah, me personally, I don't think playing from the back's been like the issue. We've been all right. Centre DMs have been coming back to support as well quite a lot. So I think we'll be all right playing from the back. I feel like it's when our midfield get the ball a bit higher and we start doing the shoehorn passes. Someone kind of does a stupid pass, lack of focus in that pass, and like loses the ball.
Who's up for McAllister usually, or who?
McAllister.
So Szoboszlai done it a few times at the beginning of the season. I think he's all right now. But if we've got McAllister that we saw in the Champions League, then should be I'm kind of confident in that part there. But yeah, I think playing from the back is not. I feel like that might play. That's played against.
I think Preach. I think like when we looked earlier at the possession stats, if you broke it down of where that possession is, the most of the possession is between Van Dijk, Konate, and the fullbacks, and maybe one of the defenders. We keep the ball a lot there. You'll see it when we play against you. We keep the ball a lot there. A lot of teams don't really come and high press us. The problems we have is when teams come man for man on us. So when we try to play at the back, if you go man for man, we struggle then. And then we realize we have to start going long, and then we give the ball away. So I think if you go man for man, you'll get a lot more joy. But if you sit off us, we'll just keep the ball, and like Peter said, we keep recycling from side to side. And then what's been happening is we make a mistake, you break on us and go, and then it's like, oh, here we go again.
This is where because if the way to help that is, for instance, because if you want to outnumber us, for instance, because I did say you can have Sabazla step in between the players and bring it out, but then you lose a player. The other way is for your goalkeeper to come out and create the extra man, because then that way, yes, we're man for man here, but then you'll have a free player somewhere here.
Yeah.
How is Alisson? We talked about his saving, but how is he? Is he helping with the build up at the moment? He used to be really good at it. I don't know.
No, he has been. Now you're touching on it. Alisson, you'll see him. He does play quite high, not as high as like someone like Raya does, but he does play out on the edge of his box, like where you are there, when the team and he pushes the team up. So Alisson does have a lot of play of the ball, and he does play quite high up. And a few times this season, he's done a few bad clearances, and it's gone straight to the opposition, and they've been on us. So that's one thing to kind of look out for. But like I say, if you go man for man, then we struggle against man for man marking.
Yeah, because we did that really well, especially in the final. I think Gordon is the big one for us in terms of. I'm going to ask Mitch in a moment, but like Gordon is really the main person who closes down the goalkeepers for us, and why he's so big for us, that because he does that, it stops teams also from being able to play like right through the center, and that stops a whole world of problems for us. I wonder which side would we, when you guys build up, do you prefer to go the Van Dijk route or the Gravenberch route? Because the Van Dijk route, right?
Yeah, because Van Dijk, if Salah's playing, Van Dijk will do. If he's got no options on, he'll do that diag to Salah.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what he's looking for.
That's our get out ball. Yeah. Now Trent's not there. That's the get out ball. The diag to Salah, and then we're up the pitch, and then we're at you. So look out for that.
I can't remember who it was we played when we had Ibu and Van Dijk, and they were just happy for Ibu to have the ball. Like
Man City 3-0.
Yeah, see, there it goes. So like, that's a little tactical tip for you guys.
But Gravenberch on the ball he's a centre mid, so he's comfortable. So he can bring the ball out.
Yeah,
he can bring the ball out. That's a positive of playing him there. I'm
happy with him. Sorry, go on.
No, go.
I was gonna say, I'm like, when he gets the ball, I feel like he'll go past one or two players as well, and obviously that creates space. So I saw that a few times in the Champions League game. He went past a few players, and then the passing went back to sideways kind of thing. But
yeah, you're on Saturday. You guys are going to see the side to side snooze fest that we've been dealing with for a long time. I'm telling you, like it's painful, bro. It's painful. I hope I'm wrong, but it's pretty much not certain that it's going to happen at some point.
Mitch, going off to you. Let me lay the context. What I think, I'm kind of taking into consideration what both Jay and Preach are saying, is because we've just played against PSG, and part of the advantage of playing so many games of high quality teams is that we did man mark PSG, we man marked other teams as well. So I don't see us being overly afraid to go man for man. And when I look across the pitch, I don't mind Botman against Wirtz. I don't mind Chow against Ekitike or Miley tussling it out of Gakpo. I think Tonali will probably drop back for Salah. We will respect him. We're not going to take the mick here. But I can see, for instance, in that case, Hall maybe pushing up with Ramsey and maybe Wissa. Like, if we can stop Gravenberch or ball getting from Gravenberch, I can see Gordon closing down Alisson and maybe forcing it out to Van Dijk. Van Dijk still might go here, but it could be a no ball here. What's your thoughts in terms of, like, what do you think Howe is going to do, essentially? Do you think he'll go mouth for mouth for Liverpool? Do you think he'll respect them a little bit more and say, let's sit off a little bit?
No, I'm pretty sure we'll go man for man. The only thing I would change from what you've done there is Botman and Tonali switching positions.
Okay.
I think Tonali will be the central one more on Wirtz, and Botman will be wider against Salah. But other than that, I think that's pretty much spot on. Like you said, against PSG, we did a very similar thing. First 15, 20 minutes, it looked like it was a pretty silly idea. But after that, it looked like it was a pretty master plan to win the game. And I feel like we should have won the game based on that. And no disrespect to Liverpool, PSG are a better side for me. And if we can do it against PSG, we just need to keep the same energy levels and put on the same performance as we did against PSG, against Liverpool on Saturday, and I think we'll see a very similar result. Obviously, it's going to take players winning their battles. Like that's what you're relying on when you do this. The players have to win their battles. The key one is that one there that you've just clicked on, Thiago against Ekitike for me.
Yeah, that's the major one.
That is the key one, because I think he's a major difference maker. No, not taking away from anybody else, but I feel like if Ekitike turns up and he's on form and Thiago's slightly off, it could be a problem for Thiago. And we haven't seen that from him at all this season. He's had a few little blips, so
that's why
I'm quite confident in that.
That's it. That's why it's even possible that Burn could still play for either Chow or for Botman, really, if Howe senses a fatigue from any of those guys.
I think if he senses if there is fatigue issues, I think we go to a back five rather than him chopping someone out, because I don't feel the Burn matchup really works with Ekitike or Salah. I feel Burn against either of them two guys is a mismatch on sort of like
it worked
pace.
in the final, though. I remember in the final.
Hate that.
Yeah. How is Salah, guys? How is Salah doing?
Yeah, he's not the Salah from last season, as you probably know. He's definitely lost half a yard, but he's still got creativity in those boots, man. And if you give him space, he will find a pass. He's not going to run past you and jink past you. That's not happening no more. But if you give him space, he will assist somebody making a forward run. So he's still got magic in them boots, but just the legs are not what they were.
Yeah, I think we'll respect him. All right, so I want you guys, Preach, Jay, to lead off on the next one. In terms of your strengths, where's going to be the main danger for you guys? Is it going to be... I'll put back Newcastle here. Like, is it going to be on the transition for you guys, or do you think it's going to be out on the flanks? Where's the main point of danger? Do you think? Where do you think is from Liverpool's point of view?
For me, it's Wirtz. Wirtz and Ekitike are our only main weapons. They've got such a great synergy link up at the moment. They're really, whenever they're just, most of their goals they score, they're assisting each other. It's just literally them two doing their thing. Salah and Gakpo are not really contributing to much, if I'm going to be honest. Our main dangers is Ekitike and Wirtz. If you keep them two quiet, you pretty much got a good chance, if I'm going to be honest.
Is it from a transition, or do you see, like, how do you kind of see the pattern of the game? Do you kind of see Liverpool on the front foot, dominating and hit, or do you think, is it going to be kind of unlocking the low block, or like when you see how are Wirtz and Ekitike scoring? What is
in the middle, the center of the pitch, pitch. So Ekitike likes they rotate positions a lot. So Ekitike is obviously the 9, Wirtz is the 10. But if Ekitike likes to drift off to the left side, like that area he's in now, he often drifts to that area and links up with McAllister or Wirtz. So McAllister will put it into Ekitike there. And then once Ekitike starts driving towards the goal, that's when Wirtz goes centrally and he looks for Wirtz. And that's how Wirtz has scored quite a lot of his goals, or Ekitike scored his goals. So them two rotate quite a lot through the center of the pitch. We don't really have much wide, if I'm going to be honest. Everything we kind of do is centrally, and we're possession based. So we just probe, we keep probing and hope for like someone to switch off or a mistake to happen. Or a lovely bit of creativity, but it's more centrally through probing. Transitions, we unless it's Ekitike or from a corner or something where Wirtz has it and Ekitike is on his right bike. It's just them two, really, if I'm going to be honest. Who
screens your back to? Is it Jones or McAllister?
I would probably say if they're playing, it'll probably be. I'm not sure, Preacher. No, they might rotate it.
If we're doing what we're doing by this formation, I reckon it'll be Jones, because I feel like he needs to we need Sobosna as well. I feel like he's part of the strength as well. So it's not just.
But Preach, what I'm saying is the reason why Sobosna is there for this game for me is because they've got Gordon, bro, and so Bozza's got a bit of pace about him. He's not rapid like Gordon, but he's got enough aggression to kind of match Gordon in certain areas. If we play Endo, bruv, we can't play him, bruv.
But Jay, do you think though, because someone's got to get the ball to Ekitike and Wirtz, unless Wirtz drops. But if Wirtz drops, then it's Ekitike by himself. I still fancy Ramsey against McAllister, Bruno against or Bruno or Tonali against Jones. Like somebody's. So what I'm basically saying is that
he inverts.
But if he inverts, it's.
That's yeah.
You'd have to get the, but that's the strength is that he does. At the beginning of the season, he was losing the ball in attacking, but now, Szoboszlai he's been class.
But like for us, like when Szoboszlai he does invert. So like the thing is that like we'll touch on you guys as well. Like the transition is where we can get caught because we know on our right hand side, their left. Salah don't come back, so pretty much if Hall goes up, it's a 2v1 pretty much. We got 2v1 yesterday against Carrier Bag, bro. You know what I mean? And
that's crazy.
Yeah, we got 2v1. Endo got 2v1 because Salah's not coming back. So that's the area as well. If Szoboszlai does invert, we're in problems.
Because then you got
because you said if Hall goes forward. We'll guarantee you now that Hall's going forward. He's going to look to affect the game going the other way. So if Szoboszlai is inverting and Salah's not tracking, then there's going to be overloads unless you keep the ball the whole game.
Which, we have a lot of possession. You'll see it, but we don't really. Lately at Anfield in the league, Champions League is different. In the league, against like a team that's sitting. I'm not going to say that you lot are going to just have a low block, but a team that's compact, ready to break on us. Because you guys, I know, like your counter attack is mad. Your pace is crazy. So like, I feel that you might set traps for us where you let us have the ball, and then one sloppy pass, you're quite direct from what I've seen, and you get the ball forward quite early, and your counter attacking players are quite dangerous. So against us, I can see the game plan already that it could be that.
When you're pressing, do you keep two at the back, or do you have a midfielder screening, or where would Kirkers, and I assume Kirkers is going to be here and allow Gakpo to get into here, right? Or
yeah. So it's normally the two centre backs and the defensive midfielder. So normally it would be like Van Dijk and Bernate, and then Gravenberch will be. So they'd just be them three in a triangle, and then the rest of the other players will be ahead of them.
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously we've got to watch out for Salah, but Wirtz, Ekitike are the big players here. Mitch, I'm going to go over to you. What's your instincts telling you? Where's going to be the keys to victory for Newcastle here? And for the folks that are watching and those in the chat, please do send in your. Oh, sorry, I got the chat on. Please do send in your what do you call it? What do you call it nowadays? Send in your predictions. That's what you call it. Send in your predictions, yeah? I was reading two things at the same time.
What's your prediction?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Preacher's running the Olu lad, isn't it?
Send in your predictions, folks. Let us know what you're thinking. It'll be as we're breaking this game down. Mitch, what's your thoughts? Where do you think? Where are the keys to victories in this situation for you?
I think if we just cut off the link between Ekitike and Wirtz, I think we've got a very good chance of winning this game. Like I said, I like the matchups of Thiago against Ekitike. I like the matchups of whoever we play in the six against Wirtz. I think Bruno could do a decent job. Tonali could do a decent job. Actually, looking at it, the more we've gone on, I think Preach could be right with Endo at right back.
Okay.
Not going forward, so they sit in as a consistent kind of back three with Van Dijk, Gravenberch, and Endo ending up quite flat as a back three when they're attacking, which just leaves them a little bit of protection against the transition.
Who would you take off?
It'll probably be Curtis Jones.
Okay.
So I could see Liverpool doing that just so that there's not too much of an overload. Because what's been said with Szoboszlai inverting and Salah not tracking, I don't think he'll really want to leave that gap. So I could see that as their probably best combativeness against the transition. Outside of that, I think the key thing is if we do keep them quiet going forward, when we break, if we make the right decisions and the right passes, that's just going to be the key of when we win the game. Because I feel that's where we've not won games quite a lot this season. That we get into good positions before we actually get into crossing areas or shooting, but then we just make a dumb pass. Or we clearly make the wrong decision, and it's very frustrating. Like I think we did it a few times against PSG.
Yeah.
If we just picked the right pass at the right time, we could have been in on goal and got a very clear shot. I think that's just going to be the key of when we won the game. That's no disrespect to Liverpool. It sounds like me saying it's what we do that's going to change how this game affects. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit hyped by last night. If we put on that same performance, I feel like we're going to have more opportunity to win it, but then it's Liverpool at Anfield, so it's mad for Newcastle to say that.
Yeah. What are you lot like after European games? Because I saw last week against Villa, you lot was quite flat. Has that been like a reoccurring thing this season or not?
It's very mixed. The last time I checked, this is a couple before it was like really sometimes win, sometimes loss, sometimes draw. And even for both of us really going into this game, obviously, you guys won 6-0, so it sounds fairly comfortable, but it's still 90 minutes of football. It's going to come, I think the first half of the game, the first 45 minutes, I think for both teams are going to be absolutely crucial because the game could be won and lost there. What gives me a little bit of hope is that if it still remains level, whether it's a 0-0 or a 1-1 or whatever, maybe it goes crazy in the first half and it's 2-2, something like that. I'm looking at your bench and it's pretty dire. We can make changes when we need to. We can still, take off Barnes, put on Jacob Murphy, take off Wissa, put on Voltemada. Willock had a good game against PSG. There's still kind of levels of there's still kind of, at least not say levels, but there's still players that we can change.
Got threats.
For me, so I feel, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like after this 11, you don't have anybody.
Not at the moment. It's quite reliable. It's Fredbear. It's just Chiesa, really.
Yeah, Rio or Chiesa.
Yeah, it just feels like Liverpool are just going same again, where I feel we naturally just make 3 or 4 changes and it still looks like a pretty first choice 11 because we made all our changes against PSG.
Exactly. And Barnes, Wissa, and Gordon played 20 minutes.
Something like that, yeah.
So they're fine.
Bruno didn't even get off the bench.
Didn't get off the bench. Ramsey doesn't play that. He played, but he doesn't play that much anyway. So he's going to be okay. My main worry will probably be Hall. Where you actually might see, if you're lucky, you might see Byrne playing left back.
Oh, please no.
Please.
You might see it. You might see it. I won't lie to you. You might see this. I want
to see that again.
What time? I'm trying to figure out what time we took off our players because we worked.
67 for Wirtz and Ekitike, 74 for Gakpo and Szoboszlai.
Okay, yeah. I would have rather more rest in time.
But it's one of them things. I think we're in that weird point of the season. Like, say if you go back 2 Prem weekends, none of the top 6 won. Like, we're in that weird point of the season that fatigue plays a massive point in all of these games. So you could break down all the tactics, and one team just hasn't got the legs to compete, and it sways the game. So it's such like this is, and these are 2 teams that at this point in time in this season are very Jekyll and Hyde anyway, and at a very similar kind of level. So it could go either way if everybody's at 100%. You add fatigue into it, it's even more of like it's just roulette. It's one of them roulette games.
I'll tell you for a fact now, Ekitike is playing 75 minutes and he's subbed off. He will not go past 80 tops, 100%. So he's got 80 minutes in him, and then he can't do a full 90 at the moment. And we're like 5-6 months into the season, and he still's not done the 90 minutes yet. So that just then goes with what we were saying about our bench is looking light, and he's reluctantly will bring on Chiesa. even though us Liverpool fans know he hates Chiesa. He hates him. He hates him.
Yeah.
He scored yesterday, and Slot was fuming. No, seriously, he was fuming. He was looking at the linesman like to say, "Put the flag up." He was like this. Trust me, the camera panned on him when Chiesa scored. So our strength and depth is real poor. So
yeah, he's bringing on youngsters before Chiesa, and he's brought on Rio and this other guy. Who's Ngoyi?
He's the guy that scored the third goal against us. You should remember.
No, I know who Rio is. Who's the other guy that came on?
Trey. That's Trey.
Trey. Yeah,
Trey. Yeah, so he's a centre midfielder.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So he's
just want to say big up to my man Flawless from Sarcasm City. God bless you, sir. Big up to Preach and the whole panel. Shouts out to the chat. Big up to you, Flawless. All right, guys, do send in your predictions. And before we go, I'm gonna read a few of the chats, and then I'm gonna get all the panel's predictions here, and we'll wrap up the show. Won't answer all of them because there's a few that's been really good. Cynical Jim says Bunce, that's our performance director, has really dictated play. Our high press and intensity disappeared the minute he turned up. Well, it's been a bit more strategic, and it's had to be. We can't do what we were doing before every time. I think it'll be too mad. It's going to be interesting. Do you guys think, just quickly, this is to everyone here, because it feels to me it's either both teams just go hard at it in the first 45 minutes and just whatever energy they have, they'll just let it go and pray they get 2-3 goals and try and wear out the second half. Or do you think it's going to be like we're going to be economic, it's going to be cagey, we're going to be economical with our energy, and then somehow last 15-20 minutes will go for it? What do you think both managers will try to do?
I think Howe try and turns it into a basketball match, because we've got a deeper bench. I think he tries and does that, and then at 60 makes changes, knowing that Liverpool's changes won't be as strong.
I can see that for us. What's it for you guys? Because your bench is not looking good, man.
There's no bench.
Yeah, we're gonna pass. We're gonna keep passing. Yeah,
rest in position. We're gonna rest in position.
Yeah, we're not going gun hole.
We're not Klopp. We don't do that no more, bro. We don't do that no more. We just pass and pass and pass and pass and pass. Back into the midfield, recycle to the defenders. Back to the midfield, worked. Back to the midfield, defenders. That's all we'll do. If you try and get a basketball game, we'll be like, no, we're not on it, and we'll just find a way out of it and just pass. Like,
yeah, but we're down for that though. We're good. We're proper good for that. Like, we love that kind of stuff. But all right. This is good. It's going to be interesting.
Aaron says, kind of like that as well. But I just think we're definitely going to be relying on Wirtz and Ikatike's relationship.
To break the deadlock. Yeah,
it's going to be down to those guys. Unfortunately, I don't think that pro doing anything.
Aaron says, I thought it was right. It was the right setup that we have in the 5-4-1 or 5-3-2 before against teams which dominate the ball. As soon as Byrne was back, I knew he was going to play the formation. Credit to the lads. Yeah, I agree with that. Cynical Jim says Salah will be firmly in Hall's pocket again.
Again.
Okay.
Aaron says, "Where's Isak?" Aaron, man, that's below you. That's below you. How's that?
No, I'm saying he's your guy. Don't do that to him.
Well, he doesn't want to be our guy anymore. He made it very clear in his Instagram posts. I think Cynical Jim says, I think the two might play a back five to shoehorn his boy Byrne. I might see Byrne playing left back. You guys would be so happy to see that. The team, I think, is Eddie goes with Pope, Miley, Chow, Botman, Hall, Bruno, Sandro, Ramsey, Gordon, and Wissa.
Right, yes. We're going to start with, is that 10 players? Am I mad? We're going to start with 10.
I hope they play Pope.
I was just, you know what? I was just going to bring up this goalkeeper thing now.
Yeah,
well.
I hope
Pope will play. There's no debate. Pope plays.
Pope plays. Why? What you guys?
So what? I thought Ramsdale was number one. What happened?
No, Pope's number one.
But Ramsdale played for about a couple of months now.
Pope was injured, bro.
He's injured.
Oh, I thought
The
he got
Pope-
dropped.
He's played cup games and when Pope's been injured, that's
No,
it.
but
And then he's straight back
didn't
out.
Pope do a madness against Marseille when he came running out?
He did. But he's
Yeah.
the Pope. He's not the Cardinal. He's the Pope. He's the
Yeah,
number
and
one.
then after that, I see Ramsdale go for like a few games. I was like, right, he got dropped.
No, I think Pope got an injury soon after. So it was like the time everybody wanted him dropped, he got injured. So Ramsdale came in and didn't really take control of the position, and Pope came straight back.
So what? Who's your number one? Would you Pope or Ramsdale? What are you lot saying?
This game, Pope.
Pope is
Long
the
term?
number one.
No, as weird as this sounds, I'm in the situation where we're with the goalies where I think it's who's worse than the other in certain situations. I think against teams where we're expected to win and play a little bit more football is Ramsdale. Against teams where we could potentially have more shots to save is Pope.
Yeah, the problem is none of them. They're just the average shot stoppers. So none of them is really outdoing the other. Aaron says, "I think it would be crazy to go with the back three, especially with our midfield defensive crisis." Yeah, I think we agree that we're going to go in a 4-4-2. Aaron says, "I don't think Trips plays, to be honest, especially with the overlaps of Kirkers."
That's where we could see Murphy though. If he's
no
worried
overlaps.
about Kirkhead's overlapping, he could play Murphy.
There's no overlaps of Kirkers, bro. It don't happen.
There's no overlaps with him. So what does he do then?
No.
It can happen. He just don't get past.
He don't. Gakpo don't pass to him, bro.
He has to run.
That's what Gordon with everybody except Lewis
you
Hall.
will see. You lot are going to see it, right? There's going to be a time where Kirkers is there for the overlap and Gakpo does his cut in and hits the defender. You'll be like, oh, that's what they were talking about.
More if Kirkers gets, he subs him for Robertson at 75 minutes, then you'll start seeing, and Gakpo's still playing. You'll see him pass. He respects Robbo, but for some reason, you don't want to pass to Kirkers.
You won't pass to him.
Boy. Cynical Jim says, "You can't call Joe Linton," I guess it's to you guys, "you can't call Joe Linton a bully when you have the dirtiest defender in the league in VVD."
Tongue in cheek, man.
That's not hitting home. We know that.
Tongue in cheek. Hey, Joe Linton's just a bully, brother. I went to the final last year, and he just grabs and
Yeah.
And I think he did that to who's the Man City player the other day? O'Reilly. And then no, because O'Reilly's like, nah, you're not doing that to me. You're not doing that. He's a bully. But if he's in your team, you'll have it. You'll have it if it's in your team.
100%. Do you know what? While we were doing the tactics board, I was thinking Jordan is so good for this game. He solves 1,000 problems in this midfield. Aaron says, "I do think Elanga has a chance of playing. If it was me, I'd personally bench Gordon because he has the stinkers against Liverpool, and go Barnes and Elanga down the right hand side." He did get himself sent off the last time he played against you guys.
Head gone.
History, innit?
I knew he does it against Everton as well, which is annoying. I need him to catch fire. I need him to really just take it on. And Cynical Jim says Gordon will have Szoboszlai on a yellow card if he tries to be physical. I hope that happens. If that happens, it's dangerous. And I saw that one from. All right, folks, do send in your score predictions. Thank you as always for your chats, but do send in your score predictions. I'm going to go to the panel for the. Oh, sorry. Cynical Jim says Eddie loves Pope. He'll always be number one. All right, so I'm going to start off with our Liverpool panel first with Preach and Jay. Give us your score predictions.
Go on, Preach.
Well, Toon, we was there on Rivals TV, so I sent it out, and I feel like we'll win this one 3-1. No matter what's going on, I'm confident against you guys, man. Like, if you lot have a great game, then it's a draw. If we have a great game, then we win. So, yeah. So I feel like we'll do this 3-1. 2 for Ekatike.
Yeah. Okay. Like the energy, Preach. It all depends for me how the game starts. If we have the way we're at the moment, we're like at a crossroads and like 6-0
crossroads.
Exactly. Bone it's Bone Fuck's business, bro. So like
no, you won't be lonely.
If we start off well and we get early goal, then it's just confidence is up. But if we'll have the ball for the first 20 minutes, and then if you score on your first attack, it's like in that Crossroads video when you see the Undertaker coming and it's lights up, we're like, oh, here we go again. But I'm going 2-1 Liverpool, Ekitike and Sobodza to get our goals.
Okay. Mitch.
I'm going reverse of the game earlier this season. 3-2 Newcastle win.
Yes,
in an epic.
You've done it, Mitch. You've done it. You're not supposed to give predictions on Newcastle, remember?
No. I give my predictions every single week. It's the one that the Olu keeps trying to run when I say 2-1, it always goes the other way. He's been running that. I've only ever said it once or twice the whole time I've ever been on the show as well. It's mad. But yeah, 3-2 Newcastle. I reckon it's going to be one of them, a really good game to watch for the neutral heart attacks for both Liverpool and Newcastle fans, and then someone nicks it late. Someone scores a late winner from a corner or something for Newcastle.
For me, there's going to be blood and guts this one. Your form, though, last 5 games, 4 draws and the loss in Premier League is insane. It seems like the Champions League is more of a relief to you at this moment in time. And your bench being thin is crazy. I think your biggest advantage is that you've got some real quality players, and you can go 1 goal, 2-0 up in the first 10, 15 minutes if you can. But we've been playing big teams, I have to say. We've just come back from playing PSG. We've been playing big teams. I don't think we're going to be like amazed. I do think we're going to win. I think we'll win 2-0. I think we'll win 2-0. I've got Wissa, and I feel like a midfielder's going to score.
2-0 at Anfield, you think?
Yeah.
He's got chest. He's got his chest out today, innit? His chest is out, bro.
I've got my chest out, and you know what? I've got a lot of Newcastle. This isn't typical. I just want to say this. Like a lot of our guys here. Dave says 2-1 to the Toon. Aaron says it's about time we win at Anfield. 3-1 win. Cynical Jim says 3-2 to the Toon, and Adrian Pickett says 2. We're not like. I just want to say that we're not like. How do I say it? We're not this like typical. Just give scorelines like this. So people are feeling pretty confident. So are you guys. So yeah. Okay. Let's just hope. As long as Newcastle keep 11 man on the pitch, we'll see. We'll see what happens in this one. But
does it matter? Have we not?
Okay, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if it matters. We're gonna find out. Folks, before I conclude the show, first of all, guys, do remind folks where they can find you before we go off. Jay, preach.
South of Anfield, Fair Play TV on YouTube. I'm not even lying. I'm feeling like we might switch up get rid of the Fair Play part. It might just be South of Anfield. Me and Rizzle, we're going to talk about that. But Fair Play TV, South of Anfield. That's what we're doing, yeah. We're there.
Yeah, man.
You find us.
You can catch me all the socials at official DJRs. I do a lot of my DJing content on there and my football content on there. So it's official, then the letters DJAYR. And that's for YouTube as well. Same handle for all socials.
Incredible.
And I like that as well, yeah. If you enjoy watching Arsenal suffer or anything like that, he's definitely the guy to watch. Yeah. Like, if you don't know, his youngest is an Arsenal supporter and he still doesn't care. Yeah, he's still banter. Yeah, so Arsenal, if you want to watch Arsenal when they slip up, you definitely go watch.
It's fun and games, man. It's fun and games, man. It's fun and games.
Mitch, where can the folks find you?
You can find me where the I'll sleep this weekend, Saturday, 6:45. I will be doing a pre-game on this game we've been talking about. We're going to do another little tactical breakdown.
It's 8 p.m. kickoff, isn't it?
8 p.m. kickoff, so 6:45. As soon as the teams come out, we're going to look at the team sheets. We're going to get the teams on the screen on the same tack pad, and we're going to run through it and see how we feel that's going to break down. Outside of that, Monday, 8:30, where the Owls sleep.
I want to give a special thanks to all the panel, to Jay and to Preach for coming on, being absolutely exceptional and giving us, educating us on all things Liverpool. Mitch, as always, always incredible to have you on. First of all, I want to big up the chat. You guys are the ones who made the show as incredible as it is, with all your context, with all your banter and everything else aside. You've been absolutely phenomenal. For all those that have been, all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing. Some of you guys have been asking people to like, share, and subscribe. Big up to you for that. Even for the guys that have been coming on, Flawless, coming on to big up the channel as well. God bless you guys. As always, folks, make sure we did the reaction to the PSG game, so make sure you look that up. We did the preview for the Liverpool game. We did the tactical breakdown. So, guys, I'm going to put up the timestamps for you guys later on to look out for that. But as always, folks, make sure you look after each other, and God bless you all. Take care now, guys.